Good morning, everybody. It's 10 o'clock, so I think we can start, even if the room fills even more. First of all, happy release day. We are super glad you joined us. Today, I'm here with my lovely colleague, Verena. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi.
And today we want to show you some details about the newest release. And I think we will start just with a quick overview, what we will do today. So, of course, we will start with the overview about the release itself. What's the new key feature? What's other enhancements? Any new features? And so on. Then Verena will give us a live tour, so to say. And in the end, of course, we are happy to receive your questions. Just a quick info hand. The chat is moderated, so you can type on your questions, but others won't see them. But I will see them. And we record the sessions so that our friends from different time zones, of course, can also enjoy this demo. All right, enough said, I would say. And then we can start with the quick overview, I guess. And stage is yours.
Thank you. So thank you, Nina, for the introduction. So basically what you can see here on this slide, and I need to hop a little bit there that you can see everything, are our features that we have for the data as a data provider for traffic engineers, city planners, and parking operators. So basically for all of you. Our key feature that we have within this release is our so-called rule engine. So this is something that will support you to generate your custom events and workflows. So everything is really concentrated on safety issues. So pedestrians walking across the street, a car coming by, having high-risk situations, medium-risk situations. Wrong-way drivers, for example, is also something that you can then create as a custom event within your specific cameras. You can see or have an estimation about the speedings. So when the car is really driving fast, coming to, for example, a pedestrian crossroad. What else can we have? It's unexpected classes. So for example, if there is a car parking in the fire brigade region or something like that, and we can also detect blocked vehicles. So everything really focusing on your custom events wherever you need to have them. Of course, this is not the only thing that we improved for this release. Some other features that we have is, for example, the country meta information for ANPR. So that means when receiving a license plate information via MQTT or to our data analytics system, you will receive an additional parameter that is called the country information. I can show this to you also later on in our demonstration a little bit how this looks like. This country information is standardized, so we are using ISO standard there. So this is also something that can be integrated in your solutions. Of course, we also did some model improvements, and now I need to go a little bit to the side so that you can see it. We focused on extending our outdoor ANPR solution. So not only that we improved the speed that the cars can have that are passing by, we also improved really the accuracy itself. So we are now up to 90% accuracy on those situations, especially outdoors. We will have later on a short video to demonstrate you how this could look like. Another improvement that we have in our standard traffic and parking model is that we focused on vulnerable road users. So we now have a more stable detection of people and bicycles in our traffic and parking model. So this is really a significant improvement also for the daily situations that we have, which is coming along then also with the rule engine. And last but not least, we have the option for you to retrieve the license plate captures also within an MQTT event. So that means it's not only visible in our data analytics anymore, you can set it via your MQTT broker to receive it as well. If you want to have this, just tell us in support and we can enable this for you in the background. Okay, so as I promised you, we have two short videos for you. The first one is here to showcase the rule engine. This is, for example, a high-risk situation, what you can see here. So the cars are passing by, the cars are crossing the counting line, and here you can see a pedestrian walking the pedestrian crossroad. And in this moment of time, when the car is going through the counting line or passing the counting line, and there is a pedestrian on the crosswalk, then you can receive this event that you can see up there on the right-hand side. And this is how we can visualize this in our data analytics. So that you can see an overview in one of our widgets, how often this specific rule is going to be applied in your scene. Okay, before we go into the demonstration, I have another video for you. And this is for the ANPR enhancements and country meta information, of course. So here you can see a view outside of the window from our office. And there is a colleague of us driving by with his car. He told us it's approximately 30 kilometers per hour that he was passing by there. And you can see we have a different height of the camera, we have a different angle of the camera, but we can detect the license plate perfectly here. Everything that is on the side is just blurred for GDPR reasons. But for example, you can of course see that we can also see the person that is side there. We can see the cars in the back and everything. So just to showcase you that the AI is working in this specific traffic model. Yeah. Having said that, I think we can move on to the demonstration. And in the meantime, feel free to type your questions in. I can see there's some coming in the moderations as well. So whatever you want to ask, we have a lot of time then afterwards. Let's come to the live demonstration, which I'm going to do here on my computer in front of me. So I just need to share my screen, 1 second. And coming to our control center. So basically, this is our demo control center, what you can see here. And we have prepared for you a pedestrian crossing scene where I can show you the possibilities that you have with our rule engine. So by saying that, I will go to the configuration of this specific scene, where you can already see there's something different than you have normally in your control center. You can here see that there is a combined rule applied to the counting line, including speed, and to the pedestrian crossing that we have here as a region of interest. So basically, what we already have in this control center is a so-called combined rule. We are differentiating between normal rules and combined rules. Normal rules can, for example, be a speeding event, which I will show you later on how this could look like. And combined rules are really combining a counting line and a region of interest to visualize also to having a rule for your custom safety events that you want to generate. Okay, so here, for example, we have a pedestrian crossing safety issue, which can be classified, for example, as a high-risk issue. So as you've seen it before in the short video, we are here tracking cars that are coming through this counting line. Actually, we also included here a speed estimation. And we are tracking the people that are going over this pedestrian crossing. So what does the rule say? And you can see it here. And when you click on this one, you can edit it. Basically, we have a custom event for counting line, including speed. And for every event, we have so-called subconditions. So I know it's now getting a little bit complicated, but every logic that applies for your specific scene, we can also help you with to really set it in the right way. So we have a condition. You can choose from templates. So for example, for the specific use cases that we already that we have as our showcases, so wrong way drivers, speeding event, or unexpected classes, we already have templates for you. To these templates, you can add a subcondition, for example, a class, so cars, trucks, buses, motorbike, or the direction, because for example, for wrong way drivers, You just need to have the subcondition direction out, in case it's configured in the right way in your environment. Then the next condition is we are configuring here the counting line. We are having a second condition, which is the region of interest, which equals classes that are person. We have a dwell time up to 2 seconds. And that's basically it. The system is telling you if something is not really working. So, for example, also here there is an information that when we have a global region of interest time interval, we have a cooldown period between rule evaluations. This just ensures that whatever you are receiving via MQTT, or what you can visualize in our data analytics, is in the right amount, and to avoid large numbers of RI events that are going to be sent. Yeah, that's basically everything for this specific thing that is, or this specific rule that is already applied here in our demo instance. And you can see also that another condition could be classes, subclasses, directions for one-way drivers, speed estimation to find out if the people are speeding over 30 kilometers per hour in front of a school, for example. And you can also do custom events with license plates. So this ensures altogether, so our rule engine ensures that from big data that you're receiving nowadays, you can get to the relevant data that you really want to have. I already promised you that I will show you how to create another rule. But before we do so, I have 2 other important options here. So one option here is this tag, which gives you the opportunity to use this specific rule as a template. By saying that, you can really make your own templates that can be used across all cameras and all streams that you have within your control center. The deletion button is also something interesting, because when you delete a rule that is as a template, of course, all other templates will also be deleted. If you delete, for example, here, this counting line, including the speed, the combined rule will also be deleted. So it's just the logic behind the system to make sure that everything is working smoothly and that nothing in your custom rules is not applied. Okay, so let's go and create a new rule together. So I'm going to call this speeding rule. My condition is basically really easy because I need to have the counting line. And then, as I've told you, we already have some templates provided for you where we have a speed estimation as a subcondition that is already preset. You can here swipe it wherever you want to have it. So, for example, as I said, for 30 kilometers per hour, because we really want to know how much speed they have in front of this pedestrian crosswalk. That's actually everything what we need for a speeding rule. And then you just receive the information when a car is crossing by that is driving faster than 30 kilometers per hour. I'm going to save that now. And as I've told you before, there are rules and combined rules. So the system immediately tells you that there is a rule and a combined rule applied on this specific counting line. What is also really important here, but the system will tell you again, is to save the changes, because only then it's applied to the device train in the back and everything will work smoothly then. Okay, I have some other information for you, because most of you, or at least those who are really working with the control center, are already used to our event triggers that we have here. So the rules are based on the event triggers, and for specific events, there are specific rules that you can apply or create your own templates. For parking events, you might be already used to counting lines, single space regions of interest and multi-space regions of interest. what I want to tell you is that rules for parking events cannot be applied, because a rule or a region of interest for single space or multi-space is already a rule itself when you have it based on the occupancy change. If there is a car within the region of interest or not, it will be sent to your MQTT connection or to data analytics. Well, what changed here is that you can set the time interval, so the seconds in that we needed to do in the background at the moment of time. You can now set it yourself, but as global settings. So that means when you want to have a region of interest time interval for every 10 seconds, so that you just receive an event every 10 seconds in case it changes, you can do this trigger setting here. For traffic events, we also have the possibility to not only have a occupancy change as a trigger action, we can also have a time interval. So you might already be used to it. And another thing is a rule. So the rule that can be applied on top of the region of interest that we have here. Okay, that was basically everything that I wanted to show you here. And now you can see the system is asking me again if I really want to leave without saving the changes. This is something that we don't want to do. And we always save our changes, or actually I don't want to have this region of interest here. So let me just delete it, because it's without a rule, it's without a combined rule, it's without anything. It was just to showcase you how this could work. Okay, the demonstration would not be finalized if you don't see the output, at least in our data analytics. So therefore, we already provided, or we generated for vulnerable road users, a dashboard for this specific use case for pedestrian crossing. So there you can see, for example, the speed estimation of the traffic that is passing by. Here, it's totally without a rule. It's just a speed estimation. It's just a counting line that is estimating the speed. Then we have the crosswalk, where we can see what types, what classes are actually going over the crossroad within our region of interest, and the counting line there. And here you can see the visualization about the safety issue. So this high-risk scene, as we call it, in our control center. There could also be kind of medium risk scenes where you can create a region of interest just before the crosswalk, and then get an event whenever there is a person within this region of interest before, and when the car is passing by. Another thing that we were talking about today is in the parking scenario for our AMPR. And there, and don't be worried about this great data, because it's just fake data, as well as you can see it here with the license plates. So as an additional parameter, we will give you the country information. And don't worry that there is Germany standing here and Austria there, because actually IBK is not a license plate. So this is really just fake data to visualize how this will work. Okay, so let me just think if there is something that I forgot to tell you. But other than that, I think we will come back to this in the question section as well. So let me stop sharing and hand over to Nina.
All righty. First of all, thanks a lot for the nice demo. Even I understood it, which is a very good sign. All right, so we have the first question, and it is asked if you can show an example of the generated triggered event in JSON MQTT.
Mm-hmm. Basically, I can do this by showing our event schema. Because this is, I don't know if you already know it, but we have a GitHub repo where we show our event schema, how this is generated and triggered.
Maybe you can share your screen.
I will do that immediately. Perfect. When I found it.
No hurry, no hurry. Looking good.
No, I need to redo that because it's the wrong one.
No worries. Too many windows.
So here we have it.
Now we see it. Perfect.
So these are just the standard events that we have. So the standard triggers with AMPR, heat map and everything, blah, blah, blah. And I need to go a little bit down because this is a kind of rule event. So actually we are stitching together the individual events like counting line and region of interest. And we are telling you the data, or actually the rule content, the conditions and the subconditions that you gave to the event. And we also give you the information about the class that is crossing by, the direction, how the line is called. So this great name danger line that we have here, speed estimation 120 would be also not really good or high risk if there is a person crossing by. So this is basically how we stitch together a rule event in MQTT. And another thing that I think I should add here is how you are receiving the license plates in via MQTT, because we are encoding the license plates with so the capture of the license plate via base 64. So this is also how you can then, when using MQTT, how you can then receive the license plate capture as well.
Perfect. Thanks for clearing that up. I also mentioned it in the release notes from today in the morning, but yeah, if you have further questions regarding this option, just get in touch with our support and we will help you. We got another question. So is it possible to have one rule template used in different cameras?
Yes, of course. You just need to mark it as your template, and you will then see it as your custom templates. Maybe this is something that I can also show you. I should not stop sharing, I think. So when we go back to the device configuration, to our pedestrian crossing scene, and to the specific rule that I generated for speeding, or basically, no, let me do it the other way around. Let's go for our combined rule. I just need to click on edit, and then the window opens again for generating my specific event. So, and here you can really go back, mark it as a template, and whenever I go then and create a new rule, that is going to be the test rule now, you can use a counting line, and here you can see your templates. So wherever you are, so in whatever stream you are currently configuring the scenes, you will see those templates across your whole control center there.
Nice. That's super handy, actually. All right. Another question. The question is there a possibility to combine two ROIs? So why can't we create? Yeah, correct. Why can't we create a custom rule for parking region of interest?
Okay, so let's start with the second part. For the parking region of interest, it's really as the parking region of interest applies the rule itself. It's already having the rule that only when there is an occupancy change that there is an event sent. So this already generates useful data or really needed data out of the big data that can be generated in the specific scene. The first part was, combination of two ROIs. There are currently no use cases that we have to really combine two ROIs, because if there is a person standing here and another person standing there, maybe I can go back, it makes no sense.
So it's a logical
It's a logical issue that we have.
Okay.
Because maybe I can tell you again what types of rules that we are going to apply, or what you can apply. It's really wrong way drivers and as well U-turns. So coming from one region, getting to another region. So this could also be something that is useful in those cases, that you use your origin destination zones when someone is coming from there and to the other. Unexpected classes, so really if there is an unexpected vehicle standing somewhere where it should not be, or blocked vehicles. So for example, if there is really a traffic jam coming on the road, this is something that you can also include in your safety rules.
All right, thanks for clearing that up. We have another question. It's ANPR related and regarding the meter information for the countries. So the question is, which countries are supported?
So basically the same countries that we have had before, European Union. So by saying that, we also include Fürstentum Liechtenstein and small countries like that. But yeah, in general, all European Union countries. If there is a need to have more, we can, of course, discuss this on basis of the projects that you have.
Perfect, thanks. So we have a last question coming in. So the question is, when there is a custom rule created and it's supposed for only counting people or bicycles on a crowded road, how can that be manually fixed?
I think that's also something that I can show you here.
Yeah, sure.
You can already see it kind of, but it's the other way around. When I'm creating a rule, which is now again my test rule, and having a counting line, I can have a subcondition that is, it's already there, it's already pre-selected, and a subcondition that does not equal, but is, for example, any in. So I can use, what was it, bicycle and person?
And people, yeah.
And people. So, for example, in this use case, it doesn't make that much sense because hopefully the people are not crossing the speeding line on the road, but could happen. So this is something that you can customize with the subconditions there. And also the other way around. So if you just want to have cars, trucks, buses, motorbikes, and so on, and also the subclasses couldn't be.
Okay, nice. So I can work with the subclasses and define the use case further. All right, we have one clarification question, I think. So maybe you can explain just quickly what we mean with a blocked vehicle.
So it's within a region of interest. Blocked vehicles are kind of really vehicles that are standing in a specific region where they should not be for longer than a specific period. So this could be done with the dwell time. So here, for example, we have 60 seconds and a class as a second condition, which might be car, truck, or bus. Could be important for having, as I've said, traffic jam detection, or for fire regions, whatever, safety regions where they should not be.
All right, thanks for clearing that up. I think that was our last question for the moment. So if other questions pop in your mind, please make sure to just send us an email. I mean, you got our general email address. I think most of you have Verena email address, so I think you can simply get in touch. And in the meantime, we thank you for your participation and hope you enjoyed the live demo.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.